Can a state governor actually stop federal immigration agents from doing their jobs? Or is this all just an expensive political stunt designed to deceive voters? Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger just signed a highly controversial executive order that commands state employees to stand in the way of ICE agents. But as the ink dries on this order, top legal experts are stepping forward to expose a massive flaw that could render the entire directive completely useless. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. So, what exactly did Governor Spanberger do? On Tuesday, the Democratic governor signed a brand new executive order that directs Virginia state employees to demand proof of legal authority from federal immigration agents operating on state-owned property. Under this new order, if an ICE agent steps onto property of the Commonwealth, state workers are instructed to ask for a valid warrant and are explicitly told to not permit those federal agents to use those areas for staging or processing operations. And yes, this directive specifically covers polling sites during elections. Spanberger claims this is a necessary step to protect citizens and prevent voter intimidation, expressing concern that the Trump administration might deploy federal agents, the military, or the National Guard to polling stations. But this move has instantly triggered a fierce backlash, with legal scholars and federal officials calling her bluff. Constitutional scholar Hans von Spakovsky, representing Advancing American Freedom, didn't hold back. He openly labeled Spanberger's executive order as nothing more than political theater. According to Spakovsky, the governor is fully aware that she is overreaching and attempting to create restrictions for federal agencies she has absolutely no constitutional power over. Spakovsky pointed out two massive flaws in the governor's logic. First, under federal immigration law, ICE agents do not even require a warrant to detain individuals. Second, he explained that federal law under Title 18, Section 592, already strictly prohibits military officers or civil service members from being present at polling places unless they are there to cast their own votes. Therefore, trying to ban them through a state executive order is completely redundant and legally meaningless. What makes this situation even more fascinating is Spanberger's recent political maneuvering. Just before issuing this executive order, she actually vetoed House Bill 650, which would have outright banned ICE from making detentions in hospitals, schools, courthouses, and polling places without a judicial warrant. In her veto message, Spanberger admitted that such a ban would invite severe legal challenges and create unavoidable legal liability for local law enforcement. Yet, despite recognizing those legal boundaries, she turned around and issued an executive order attempting to achieve a very similar goal. This conflict isn't happening in a vacuum. Virginia is just the latest battleground in a coordinated effort by Democratic governors to test the boundaries between state and federal power. We're seeing similar roadblocks being built in New York, where Governor Kathy Hochul is pushing legislation to ban ICE from schools and polling locations without a warrant, and in Massachusetts, where Governor Maura Healey has made similar demands. Naturally, federal officials are furious. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin issued a scathing response, accusing Governor Spanberger of prioritizing illegal immigrants over the safety of her own constituents. This escalating showdown brings us to a massive constitutional question: who actually holds the power here? Historically, the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution dictates that federal law triumphs over state law when there is a conflict. States simply do not have the legal authority to bind, restrict, or dictate the operations of federal law enforcement agencies like ICE. By ordering state employees to demand warrants that federal law says aren't required, Spanberger is placing state workers in an incredibly precarious position. If a state employee attempts to physically block a federal agent, they could potentially face federal charges for obstruction of justice. So why do it? The answer lies in the political strategy. As the Trump administration prepares for a historic crackdown on illegal immigration, Democratic governors are desperate to signal to their progressive base that they are fighting back. Even if these executive orders are legally toothless and destined to be struck down in court, they serve as powerful political messaging. They create a public narrative of resistance, even if the practical, real-world impact on ICE operations is virtually zero. However, this strategy risks creating chaos and confusion on the ground. leaving state employees caught in the crossfire of a brutal federal-state turf war. This clash is only going to intensify as we head deeper into the year. So what do you think about this? Is Governor Spanberger's executive order a necessary shield to protect local communities, or is it just dangerous political theater that puts state employees at risk? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. As the battle lines between state capitals and Washington, D.C. continue to be drawn, we will be here to bring you the facts and the legal reality behind the headlines. Thank you for watching, stay informed, and we will see you in the next video.